If you want to let Jack do it after we get started, he can do it.
All
Or
right.
Chris.
I don't
All right, welcome to Smoke and Barrel. We are live on Facebook, Instagram, and recording our podcast today. We are, blessed today. You guys are lucky to be here today. We have, we're getting my commentary. I'm going to let Jack do it. I'll put all technical things on Jack and Chris.
He knows how to Twitter book.
That's right. He can Twitter book. So we have the goddess of cigars, Carol Lee Martin. The cigar extraordinaire, T. Crocker. We have Whiskey Tango Charlie, Charles Wilkerson. And today, Laurel Tilley
Who's
is
my
here.
rideshare hostage and Macanudo ambassador. So we've had a good couple of days.
Yeah, but if there's ever a situation where you'd want to be a hostage, it's your rideshare hostage.
Well, that's
So.
good. Yeah, I do take care of you.
I mean, we had a really fancy dinner last night. We had Taco Bell.
No, Chipotle.
Oh, you're right. We had Chipotle and Taco Bell.
We had Taco
yesterday.
Bell and
I mean, you
Chipotle.
couldn't go all the way to Taco Bell. You had to do Chipotle.
Yeah, so yeah, we
You didn't have enough to drink.
we had a slight social experiment. It didn't start out that way.
Unintentional social experiment.
Unintentional. So we had lunch and we went to Taco Bell, and as in my fashion, I had what I
lot.
eat. So we ended up with just the two of us, and she had like a $5 of that bill, and it was $40. Taco Bell.
How do you? That's like 40 tacos. I mean, that Taco Bell is
Not
not
anymore.
expensive.
Not anymore. It's not, because in their food, it's so it's so puny. Like, you get a taco, but there's like so little shit inside of it. You have to order like
They
10
ran
of
out of
them.
sawdust
Just-
to make the meat.
Pretty much. So then later
T,
that evening,
Why you gotta go there?
later that evening, we stop at Chipotle, which by all
So you
rights,
went to Taco Bell and Chipotle in the
Yes.
same
Yes.
time.
It'll be a long day today.
we apparently had a thing that day. So we stopped and I ended up getting, 3 burritos, because Mama needs a snack. And
Right.
you got one, $40.
No, I got 3 tacos.
You got, you got the bowl at Chipotle.
Oh, we're talking about Chipotle?
We're already
oh,
at
yeah.
Chipotle.
Yeah, I got one bowl.
Keep up.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm distracted by tea.
So she had one of those burrito bowls. I had 3 burritos, and it was $40. And I'm not even joking when I say my 3 burritos were probably 7 pounds.
Oh, they're good.
And like fresh food and real food.
Yeah.
So how is and the Taco Bell, clearly it wasn't that satisfying, because 3 hours later I had to have 7
Chipotle.
pounds of Chipotle.
But I thought that's your normal day.
Right.
Well,
She has to get her 5,000 calories a day in.
hey,
Jeez, dude.
you can't
She
just,
burns them off, though.
you don't eat your anger, you eat all of your emotions.
Yes.
Okay? Just
I,
all of
I'm
them.
with you, happy, sad. We went through this last week.
yeah.
Every emotion, you eat them.
Yeah. Eat them.
For sure. Honestly, I eat a lot of Chipotle on the road.
Do you?
Like a lot of Chipotle. Yeah.
Well, it seems healthy. So there's that.
Well, it's just like, it's got rice, beans, vegetables. It's got to be good for you.
It is.
No, their vegetable game is pretty poor, though.
The
They
black
basically-
beans,
Pico de gallo. That's the
Okay,
vegetable.
pico de gallo, and then they
Lettuce.
have the iceberg lettuce is no nutritional value.
0.
0. It's just annoying watery crunch on top of everything else that texturally is
Filler.
already
which
appealing.
makes it soggy.
So,
Yeah.
I love this chick, man.
We've got nodding heads behind
Oh
the
my
cameras.
gosh. Here we go.
All right, so
This is a fun way to come back from vacation.
welcome back, Charlie.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what are we smoking today? This is
So
special.
in special occasion of having the Macanudo ambassador here, we're smoking a Cohiba.
yes, we are. And I am here for it.
And not only a Cohiba, we are smoking the Cohiba M, the Serie M. And very limited edition, and just came back out for this year. I figured, Charlie's back, Laurel's here, why not?
This is a nice smoke.
This is
I
the
told
bomb.
you.
So it
You're
is
welcome.
Corojo Nicaraguan wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and Dominican Nicaraguan filler.
Wow.
It's really good.
It
you
is-
immediately get that Corojo characteristic
That's smooth.
as soon as you light it up.
Smooth.
This will get you pregnant.
Oh shit!
I
I'm putting
sure
this
as hell
down.
hope not.
Well, that went awkward.
Part.
There you go. There you go.
That part.
But it's made in Titan O'Brien's down in Miami. So they're like the only certified level 9 rollers.
Yeah, I'm not
Something
sure
like that.
the
Yeah.
particulars, but the cool thing is too, Sean with his own company was using El Titan de Bronze when he was. I mean, he still has his own thing, but
Yeah.
For Sean's own cigar line, he uses El Titan de Bronze. So for him to come in with Cohiba and do this limited Serie M with it is really cool because it's sort of like harkening back to his roots in the cigar industry with his own company, and then being able to do it within a line of Cohiba. So I
And
think
we're
that's
talking
really
about Sean is
special.
the Cohiba ambassador. So you
Yeah,
guys,
He's
if
way
you don't know
cooler than I
Sean,
am.
Sean's in Atlanta.
Yeah, he's in
Yeah,
Atlanta.
Good guy. Good guy. We've
But
had
yeah,
Sean here a
You
couple
can't
times.
miss him.
Definitely master rollers.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's spot on.
Well worth the money. It's an investment, but it is well worth it.
And it
I
goes
laugh
really
'cause-
well with this.
Yeah.
What do we?
you
What
know-
is this, Charlie?
What is this? Yeah. This is something special, right, T?
Amen.
Yeah. So there's a funny story behind this Iron Smoke, and I like. You sit down and I've never heard of that before. No, it's not. It's T. Oh, I guess it's been a while, a month or so, a couple months now. T sent me a picture of this, texted me, and she said, "Hey, Charlie, can you find this?" And so I went
Challenge
out.
accepted.
Yeah, I just said, "Well, I've never heard of it either," and so I go out and I look for it.
An hour later.
Really.
An
Wow.
hour later, I sent her back a note. I said, "Yeah, it'll be here in 2 days." So I went to their site. It's one of these. So this is a distillery in upstate New York. It's a craft distillery, small. And I looked it up, read about their stuff, and I was like, "Well, okay, where's the distribution?" They said, "Oh, well, you can buy here." So I punched the button, right? And I was like, "Okay, I've been through these sites before, right?" And you punch the button and you fill out the stuff.
And then they go, we don't send it.
Right. And so the funny part was this is in many cases, every time I do this and I put in my address, they said, "Oh yeah, we don't ship there." Because North Carolina is not one. Well, I went through the whole process and it said, "Okay, we need your credit card payment so we can ship it." And I was like, hallelujah. So
Well, I was going to say, it says batch 48. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
yeah, so
How
it's
did you find out about this?
so anyway, it was sure enough, I put it in and 2 days later it shows up in my door.
wow.
And so it was a mid 30-ish range. I think I paid $10 for shipping to get it here.
Totally worth it.
So I was like, whatever. But this is interesting. So this is an 80 proof. This is an 80 proof.
Not hurting my feelings.
Yeah, so very mild.
You can
Which-
feel your legs. You can feel
Perfect.
It's really smooth right underneath the cigar because I think just a little bit above, but 80 proof. Now this is a 4-grain. Now think about this. We've had 4 grains before, right? We've had 4-grain bourbons.
Yeah. We have
7 jars, right? 7 jars of 4-grain.
Right.
So this is a 4-grain. The corn, and if you read the bottle, it's straight bourbon whiskey. And let me take you back through our class, right? So to have straight bourbon whiskey, it means it must be at least 2 years old, right? To get that designation. And if it's less than 4, the age statement has to be on the bottle. And if you look at that bottle, you will see it's aged at least 2 years. So it's not 4. So it's a young, and you can taste it. It's a little young. So it's corn, wheat, rye, and barley, the 4 grains. But they do a little bit different. If you look on that bottle, they applewood smoke the wheat grain prior to putting it in the mash
So
bill.
it adds that little bit
So-
of
Thank you for saying that because literally the first sip I took, I was like, oh, this almost has like an apple-y quality to it.
See, there you
Okay.
go. Exactly. And that was mine. And
felt
it's probably
crazy.
where you got
Well,
T
you
went
are,
crazy.
so it's-
Right.
So
Not in this regard. at
So
least.
anyway, this is one of those craft things. So you're not going to find like typically applewood smoked grain, in a big distiller house, right? Because they just don't do it. But these artisanal types places, they do stuff like this. So.
Is
So-
it because it's time consuming is why most places don't do it, or
Probably
cost
that.
prohibitive,
Probably
or
it's time and whatever.
Efficiency
But the
is-
thing
Yeah.
about it is they won gold medals against some pretty powerhouses with this the craft categories with that. So
Wow.
anyway, that's a great story behind that.
That's awesome. It's really
Thank you,
Upstate
T.
New York.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Charlie with the BIA, the Bourbon Investigative Agency.
Yeah.
If you need to find something, you just unleash the
That's
hound.
Charlie.
BIA. I got a business.
Carol Lee is a BIA, but it's in a different.
Oh, wow. Throwing stones so early in the drink.
I had a new bourbon for the first time a few weeks ago called Tommy Rotter, and it's out of Buffalo, New York, and it's aged in Cabernet barrels. So you get almost the characteristics of the Cabernet.
Yep.
And it was really smooth and a little bit sweet and very interesting. Like, I tend to not be a huge bourbon fan overall, but I was like, oh my goodness, I could drink this all the time.
So finishing cab, that's kind of like down the Angel Envies, right? So you get down those lines. So yeah, that's. I'm glad. What do you got there?
Well,
I don't know.
All right, hold up.
all right.
Hold on.
So
My palate.
Wait a minute. Wait.
go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
All right. So, guys, just so you know, Joe, which is a coworker of mine, he transferred to Florida. So he had some stuff in his apartment here that he couldn't take with him.
So, out of the goodness of your heart,
Of course.
Yes,
Out of
yes.
the goodness of
She
my heart,
adopted.
I adopted Iron Smoke. Also, Joe came to the hideout to have cigars with me by the fire pit. So he brought some Iron Smoke. So that's where I first tried it. And he left the bottle. He left that bottle with me. And then when he moved, he left that bottle. So
Nice.
yeah.
nice.
So that's how you fell in love.
Yeah.
And
it
his
is-
New York connection is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So when I need to order,
And there's a good deal. I mean, that to me is that it's got a lot of sweetness to it. So it's got a lot of corn, high corn content here. It's got to be because it's very sweet up on the palate. You know, you kind of and you get hints of that corn. The nose is not especially appealing to me because I do get a lot of the corn notes.
That sweetness?
Yeah. I get a lot of corn on the nose, and that's kind of me. But anyway,
So, okay,
here we
a
go.
full explanation. If you missed last week, we discovered that Carol Lee had never eaten at Bojangles, nor had she had Sundrop or Cherry Lemon
That's
Sundrop.
right, you told me yesterday you never ate a Bojangles.
T,
And-
revoke. T, what'd you do?
hold on. How long have you been in North Carolina, Carol Lee?
5 years.
And she just now gets her Southern card.
Is
She
that
just
about
got
to
her Southern
happen?
card.
Do I need to call my family?
She just got her Southern card.
I would take a
But-
picture.
But since she's been here for 5 years, never had Bojangles, never had Sundrop or Cherry Lemon Sundrop, I had to revoke the black card. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, you cut me deep.
Hey,
cut me
you
deep.
gotta have
So-
that card.
So Chris is the only one that remembered. And Chris stopped on the way in today to get Carol Lee Bojangles, Sundrop, and Cherry Lemon Sundrop.
That's
My
amazing.
advice last week was to drink the Cherry Lemon Sundrop first.
Okay, so
But
there's
now
a
that you have both
process
in
of this.
front, now that you have both of them in front of you, it's whatever you want
Do
to
I
do.
put a
It's
straw
like
in each
Christmas.
and like mainline it, or
Well, you don't really need to do that.
Yes.
Because it's gonna be sweet enough as it is. So,
is this like, I'm gonna have
Bojangles
diabetes
chicken
by
and
the end of
biscuit is
this?
my favorite hangover food.
well,
There's
it's
one like 3
possible.
blocks from my house, so we will just walk there on Sunday mornings.
Where you live?
Nashville.
It's pretty damn good.
The
isn't
last
it?
time I talked to you, I lived in
See,
Milwaukee.
that's
I
why
have
you
since
start with
moved
that,
since the
because-
last time I've been here.
Drinking it straight is
Yeah.
different, but I love Cherry Lemon Sundrop.
I might have to change my religion.
So when you go to RO's Barbecue, you go to RO's Barbecue, you go to Kyle Fletcher's, you go to Black's Barbecue, anywhere in Gaston County, you can get Cherry Lemon Sundrop or Sundrop. I always get Cherry Lemon Sundrop.
Oh, that's really good.
I know, right?
It's not super sweet.
No.
I thought it was gonna be like Mountain
Syrupy.
Dew, super syrupy.
See, Mountain Dew and Mellow Yellow are, to me, much different than
Yeah.
Sundrop. It's just a different taste.
So
and,
this is the
and
cherry-
truly, if you're from here, you really do Mountain Dew or Sundrop. I mean, it's
Right.
kind
Okay.
of the thing. But
It looks
All
like
all right,
Code
let's
Red's
try
made.
let's try the Sundrop.
The runner-up.
Yeah.
I didn't say runner up. I mean, that's the original.
The funny story when folks from Gaston County, when they come up and they say, "We got any Sun Drop?" and they say, "No, we got Mountain Dew," and they say, "Oh, the other yaller drink."
Okay, so it definitely does have a lot of those characteristics, but it's a little not as bitey. Not as bitey.
It's not as carbonated, I think.
Yeah.
It's kind of the way it's smoother.
I've had
It's
that
more,
before. I've
it's
just
smoother
never had
like
a
Mellow
cherry.
Yellow.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Mellow Yellow's smoother than this, but
All right, I can see this being a new addition to my fridge, especially the cherry lemon. That one is.
Cherry
all
lemon
right,
was very good.
now we have Bojangles. Did you get her like Supremes or you got her like a chicken breast?
Two-piece and there's a Supreme.
Oh my
I would.
God.
The Supreme is easier, but
Oh, so this is like feeding time at the zoo. You're really not supposed to watch this because it averts your eyes, right? Like
it could get messy.
it could get bad.
Don't have the red.
They don't have that Cajun seasoning.
The Supremes have the Cajun seasoning.
They don't have, but they don't have the red in it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you got to do this because
Yeah.
we're all looking at
Well,
you now.
okay,
You
this
have the
isn't
drinks.
weird or awkward at all.
No, just
Nah,
invite. You'll be fine.
Hey, you're fine.
All right, which
Anybody
they're
that eats
spicy?
a 40-ounce porterhouse
Okay.
as an appetizer, you're good.
Oh, well, we've got accoutrements.
What'd you get, a bow sauce? And
Oh my God, goodness.
There's a lot going on. Chicken and biscuit.
No, that's just advertising. I think, would you get a rice or beans?
The potatoes are good too.
Would you just
Mashed
call them
potatoes.
They're called
and gravy.
potatoes.
potato rounds.
Yeah, potato rounds. They're
Bow-
like the little
bow
hash
rounds.
rounds.
I was-
Sorry, bow rounds.
I was starting to think we need to cut her off already if she's already saying potatoes.
Well, Bojangles is
Okay,
like
mac and cheese.
McDonald's. Everything's bow this,
Yes,
bow
right,
rounds,
right,
you
right.
know, Mc,
Bow sauce.
McFlies, McRibs, whatever.
Their mac and cheese
Chicken
for
All right, here we go. You got it? No.
chain mac and
I would
cheese.
take
Straight
it
up.
just neat,
Straight
straight
up.
up, and then
I'll take
then
my
you
chicken
add
fingers
as you
neat.
go.
Yeah. Chicken fingers neat. She's terrible. It's
Does
okay.
not suck.
Okay. Well, that's better than
See?
it.
There we
Also
go.
been sitting a little bit.
There we go.
It's not perfectly hot. So
It's got a nice, like, actual chicken, not like that processed kind of.
It's really.
We need to do like a Bojangles, Zaxby's,
All right, now I'm getting a little tingle.
Popeyes, KFC.
There's a little tingle going on there.
All right, now a little saucy sauce. Honey mustard's the best.
Okay.
Bow sauce is the best.
all right. So we have both. There you go.
Grizzly has spoken.
Oh boy.
Jack
All right.
Jack weighed 100 pounds more when he ate a lot more chicken
Yeah.
from Bojangles.
All right, honey mustard.
Pretty good.
Pretty
All
good.
right, both sauce.
Now this is a coup de grace.
Oh, God. I'm going down.
Southernizing Carolee.
She'll be all right.
She'll be all right.
She come in here with a box of
It's
KFC. We
got a
can
little
give her a black
tanginess
card
to it,
back.
I think.
Hey, I had
I'm
to revoke.
more the honey mustard barbecue sauce guy myself.
Yeah.
I revoked the black card. She hadn't had Bojangles. She's been here for 5 years.
So he mixes them.
Actually, I mixed the barbecue and the bow sauce.
What kind of witchcraft
Yeah.
and wizardry are you performing here? I mean,
It's called
like.
southernery, not wizard. It's called being a foodie.
Oh, okay, okay.
A foodie.
It's called being a foodie, right?
What kind of stomach you got?
All right, all right. So there's,
Good.
He used to.
Everything comes with a biscuit.
like, that's a requirement.
It is a requirement. You get,
Yes.
So you have to try the biscuit.
The
Okay.
biscuit's good.
you get
Biscuit.
two sides, but it automatically comes with a biscuit.
Everything, even the snack pack comes with a biscuit.
Their hot chicken on the biscuit in the morning with some honey, really good.
Voted best fast food biscuit. What in North Carolina?
See, right now we're
In the
appealing
world.
to the people that have food fetishes and watch them eat.
There we go.
It's going to be reposted over and over again. So, how many places can you go, have cigars, have a good bourbon, and watch somebody try Sundrop, cherry lemon
For the first
Sundrop,
time?
and Bojangles for the first time?
And potatoes.
Sorry,
potato.
potato rounds.
No, those
No,
are
bow.
bow rounds.
Bow rounds, oh
But
my
they're
gosh.
like hash browns. We don't
Yes.
have those right now. We have mashed potatoes and the mac and cheese.
So it's like country gravy. That's really good. Like, that's real gravy.
Their fried chicken tastes different than the chicken tender.
Okay. This is I'm very thorough on my.
Well, we need you to complete the experiment.
Yeah.
Good, right? Totally different than the Supremes.
Yep. I approve of this message.
Good. Okay.
I approve
We're
of
all
this
holding our
message.
breath.
Thank you.
Sponsors.
So Bojangles, we're here. We are here. Come sponsor us. So
Yeah, yeah. No,
This
this
is
is
great.
like just
Well, I'm loving this cigar.
This
by the way.
cigar is
This is just
so.
smooth every day.
I tell you
can
what,
afford
the-
it every day. It'd be great.
I'm glad you guys didn't have the they didn't break the video camera out on me when I was down and having my first time with crawdads.
Really?
I'd never had them.
Crawfish?
Crawfish. Never had them. And a friend of mine I was staying with in Houston, we went to some hangout at his place down there in Houston, and he said, "You ever had crawfish?" I said, "No." He said, "Get us an order. Get us like 2 pounds of these things, right?" 2 pounds. I was like, "Oh," and they come out and they're nice and red, kind of
That's
like the
3 ounces
lobster.
of food.
Look at the actual edible. Yeah.
Right. So I was like, I was a little hesitant. He kind of gave me the schooling on how to do it, break the tail off and blah, blah. I never sucked the head, by the way, just telling you.
Well, you really, honestly, that's the most taste it's
We
in.
don't need to know
Yeah.
about.
I'm
I
like,
mean,
wow.
you got
your personal
you got
time.
three,
Okay,
you got
got
2
it.
pounds with
Right.
1.7 pounds of crustacean.
Let that go.
Yeah, so anyway, I did it, and I got the first bite, and then it was on. I was like, "Argh!" I was like a beast. But you're right, a whole lot of
So,
work
what?
with very little reward.
Yes.
They're not getting
Holy
any, they're not getting any
smokes.
sound on Tees live. On Facebook Live or
I think it's on the Instagram.
Instagram, we're not getting any sound.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, it was
Talk louder.
it was quite experience, and I enjoyed them. It was very good.
I really encourage you to suck the heads next time. Were they barbecued or just steamed? What
It was steamed, so they brought this big round tray out. It's had the crawfish in there, some potatoes, and sausages. All it was a big old, and just set it down. And I was like, okay, here we go.
That is the best.
Listen.
Anyway,
Hey, listen.
It's my post-lunch snack.
Yeah. We had a really small
It's
lunch.
like
This is perfect.
4:30.
I'm basically a hobbit.
They
At 6
they went to
o'clock.
Taco Bell at 12, Chipotle at 3, and now they're here.
You're right. Hey, by 7, she'll be eating dinner.
Should go to Moe's on the way home.
We went to a new place for me and for Laurel. We went to Cabo Fish Taco.
Cabo
Oh,
fish
yeah.
tacos.
No.
I'd heard all
Yeah.
these good things about it.
No
We went
doubt.
to one in Valentine.
Oh, yeah?
It was very good.
It was
Swanky.
fun. It was a fun place though. We sat outside like civilized people.
That's a swanky
Yeah.
Cabo fish taco. You go to No Doc.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
so you cover,
Totally different experience.
you guys cover pretty big territory, right? I mean, y'all.
Yeah.
So you into Georgia, down Georgia way,
Laurel does.
Lord?
Yeah, I cover the whole country.
So coming back from my trip, I passed these, and they've got these big billboards, the largest humidor, like blah blah blah, and it was somewhere before I got to Atlanta, coming out of Alabama.
Because
Okay.
there's one that says that on exit 60, and that's actually in Boiling Springs.
No, this was
Another
way
one
before
that's-
that. It was way before.
Think Lagrange. I mean, that's basically where you go through.
I can't remember.
From
Yeah, I was
Birmingham,
like-
you go
I
through
was like,
Lagrange to get over
I
there.
should have took a picture of the billboard. I was like, I bet Carol Lee's knows this place, so you guys got to know about it.
Yeah,
Huge.
because there is a sign that says the largest humidor in South Carolina,
and that's where we were yesterday.
Tobacco Plus.
You know what? Maybe I was all the way into South Carolina. Is it in Boiling Springs?
Yep, well, just right around there.
Right around there. Okay, so maybe I was in South Carolina.
I think it was right beside the sign for south of the border.
No, I didn't get to south of the border.
It's the largest humidor, and go to south of the border.
Yeah, I was.
42 miles,
Yeah.
28 miles, 22, 21. You're
All right.
almost there.
I can officially say that Bojangles pairs nicely
With the M.
with the Cohiba M. You know?
Endorsement there.
Yeah.
And we're going to rinse it down with Iron Smoke, Sun Drop.
Yeah, Sundrop Chaser.
So Mountain Dew was made for bourbon, right?
That's correct.
So
I did not know this.
I did not either.
that was actually made to pair with bourbon. Like that's the
Really?
that's the reason they made it is as a mixer for bourbon. And a chaser, right? So now you have better than Mountain Dew right in front of you. World's your oyster.
I know.
Let's see.
I have truly achieved. Yeah.
We're just broadening you out. You know what I mean? Got to broaden those horizons. So, Charlie, what's going on with your trip?
You know, gosh, Brian, that was what a trip. 2 weeks on the road. That's the most I've driven in a while.
And you went where?
Our end destination was New Braunfels, which is just north of San Antonio.
San Marcos area, right around there.
Yeah, so San Antonio, between San Antonio and Austin, basically. Yeah, I think it was 1,900 miles out, 2,000 miles out there and 2,000 miles back. It was, but yeah, we stopped. We were New Orleans. We were in Houston, San Antonio, New Braunfels, Austin. Hit several distilleries, which I've got all the content. Yellow Rose was one of them. I'm sorry about that. Still,
Yeah,
you're
you're dead to me.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, that did happen. I'm sorry, and I could.
What happened?
I'll give you some insight off the air. I'm not going to put it out there, but
Yeah.
anyway, Yellow Rose found a new one that just. I mean, they're right at a year old in Houston area. It's called William Price Distilling. And I mean, they're just brand new. And met this guy, Zach, because I reached out to him in the blue and said, hey, I'd like to swing by and do some videos. And so got that one. And really the highlight of the trip was meeting Dan Garrison with Garrison Brothers out of Hye, H-Y-E, Texas. And Garrison Brothers they're winning a lot of stuff. I mean, he's got some good stuff. And so he sat down with us, and we did that. Several ABC stores. Oh, and my friend Seth out at Detling in Alabama, got to stop by and see him and the family and pick up some stuff there with him. And
So all in all, how many places did you stop at?
4 distilleries and quite a few ABC stores. And I was sharing this with Brian prior to the podcast. Listen, what we experience locally as shortages of bourbons and whatnot and certain brands, it's everywhere. It's not just located to us. Because I was in many having conversation with clerks, tell them I was from North Carolina, and I said, what are you looking for? And I said, well, I don't know. I'm looking on your shelf. I don't see much. And I was in Alabama at one place, and I said, well, I'm looking around for some bourbons. I said, what do you got behind the counter? She said, well, I got some Buffalo Trace. And I said, well, I might get a bottle of that. I mean, I'm not going to be crazy. I'm not going to be hoarding it, right? And so I might get a bottle of that. And she asked me, she said, do you have an Alabama ID? And I said, no, I don't. I said, I think you probably can tell I'm not from around here, right? Mm-hmm. And she said, I can't sell it to you then. And I said, look, I respect that, right? Because you should take care of the folks
Support
that are
your
here.
local.
Because in what we're in right now, in the industry, as far as bourbon, there are people that do nothing but 5-6 days a week that they roam and hunt, and that's their life, mm-hmm. Because they're roaming and hunting, and they're picking up bottles, and then they're putting on secondary and reselling.
Right.
They're making a living doing this because that's just the way it is. And so I've got some bottles that I picked up that I can look at that retail price was $59, and you go out and look, and people are getting $200 for that bottle.
Really, that much?
It's craziness. So anyway, we had a great trip. One of those few trips. The wife and I have been on a trip, no dogs and no kids. That's a rarity,
Yeah.
So, anyway, it was a good trip, and
So you got to sleep in without the dog waking you up to eat.
I'm always up
Clicking in.
before them anyways.
Oh, really?
But it's okay.
That's my alarm clock in the mornings. He's clicking nails and this moaning
Yeah,
husky in there.
it is kind of bad. You're on vacation and you still wake up at 5:30.
Tell me about it.
Now, I'm going to Louisville over the weekend. Do you have any recommendations
Oh,
for
my gosh.
distilleries there? I haven't been to any of them there.
Are there any there?
Louisville.
Is that what you asked?
No,
Which ones to go to?
out of all of
Fall
the
down,
ones
you'll
that-
hit a distillery.
Well, that's the thing. There's such an amazing
so
number
many.
of them. Like, as far as if we only have time to go to one or two, are there any that you think would be more worthwhile?
I have personal experience, friends, if you will, at Peerless Distilling.
Okay.
Peerless is a great little distillery. They do a great job. I think you'll like the story there. Louisville is an amazing place with all the. If I would pick two, if you only had one or two,
Which
the
is
other one,
what we're gonna have
the
the
other one would
opportunity
be
for.
Old Forester. I would try to do the Old Forester because when you go through their tour, you can see everything from fermentation to distillation to the barrel making. I mean, you see it all.
Yeah.
To the distillate going basically to the barrel. You can see that within one building, which is unheard of. I mean, really, at that place. So Old Forester's a really good one.
It's not weird.
So
And-
we did the Old Forester tour when we went
Yeah.
earlier. Go to the bar. As soon as you go in, put your name on the list. Now, of course, this was October,
Yeah.
so the world's changed a little bit since then. We had to show our vaccination card to get in.
Okay.
Wear a mask, and then they had a waiting list to go up to the bar. But the bar is phenomenal.
Okay. And
They-
it's just
they have
Old
an incredible-
Forester. Okay.
But Old Forester, ask them. God, just slipped my mind. Hold on a second. Their birthday, Old Forester.
Sometimes they have releases there that
And
of
if
the
it's
day.
$179, which it should be, buy it now.
Okay.
There was one on the market for $3,200,
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Wow.
and that was the 2021, 2019 was also on there. I'm serious. We had the opportunity. We did not do it. Biggest mistake I've ever made.
Kicking
So,
yourself still.
yes, Peerless. I would have said the exact two that he said.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you another one, a liquor store to go to up there, and I think it's one of the top out there. So there's a place.
Because I want to buy liquor there because the taxes in Tennessee are pretty high. So.
Westport. It's called Westport Wine and Spirits.
Okay.
Westport. And the cool thing about Westport is you have the liquor store, but in the back, they have a back room that's a bar, a tasting bar. And literally, if they don't have it in the bar that you want to taste it before you buy it, they will literally go out and get the bottle
Open it and let you try
and
it.
open it and give
Nice.
sell you a pour.
Really?
Yes.
That's cool.
Okay.
The only place I have found that was close to that was on my trip. It was in New Braunfels. It was called Skips. Skips, and I got the video. I can't wait to release this. I'll tell you about it. Skips has a couple of stores. He does 100 barrel picks a year
Wow.
of bourbons.
Wow.
He has an aisle that's nothing but barrel picks. And he also has a bar over in the corner that if you want to taste one of the barrel picks before you buy it, you can do it. They give you a pour of it, and you don't even pay for it, right? It's here's your pour. Here's a,
Wow.
it's a half ounce pour, but he will
Wow.
give you.
Sorry, how many barrels did you say? Yeah, 100.
They do 100 barrel
100
picks.
half-ounce pours, you'd be all right.
Yeah.
Right. That
I
part.
don't
try
know
'em
what I
all.
want. I'm conflicted.
Yeah. So
I
Definitely would not
really
be
can
able to
tell the
survive that.
difference between these.
Westport is a great place in Louisville.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
and if you give me your contact, I'll hook you up with one of my contacts in social media. And he may catch this, I don't know, but it's called his name is he goes by Instagram as Single Barrel Snob.
Okay.
But he's a really cool dude, and he works at he used to be at Westport, but he works at another place, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but I think you'd probably want to connect with this guy. Fun guy, lots of bourbon knowledge,
Okay.
and it'd be a hell of a time in
Where,
Louisville.
where are you staying?
We're staying at an AC downtown, so off of like around Market Street.
So Swivel is a bar that's at I'll think of the name of it's the biggest hotel right in the middle of Louisville.
Okay.
It's right down from the Yum Center, which you're going to be close to that.
Okay, I have never
downtown
spent
area.
any significant amount of time in Louisville, so I have no idea. Like
When
spatially.
you look, there's a cross. It goes across here. There over the road, and
Okay.
the river is right behind it. Like from the road, like, if you walk down Market, you'll see it. And at the top of that, it has a restaurant. It's really nice. So if you want to go, you got to make reservations
Okay.
now. But it moves. You can't really tell it, but it kind of moves.
The slowly rotating.
Yeah, slowly
yeah.
rotating. We
Okay.
we tried to get in when we were there. We didn't know about it ahead of time. Couldn't make a reservation.
Okay.
And we were staying at that hotel.
Sure.
So, but there's a lot of great places to eat. I mean, you could.
Yeah, my
can
in-laws
find
had
it.
recommended some Cuban places down there, and they're really into Cuban food, and they live part of the year down in South Florida, so access to a lot of really good Cuban food. They're like, legitimately, the best Cuban food we've ever had was in Louisville. I'm like, really?
Wow, okay.
That's a
So
hell of an
I know, and they're big food people, so I trust their judgment. So
Sure.
we're gonna be there Friday afternoon to Sunday afternoon, so hopefully enough time to do stuff. But yeah.
Is it
Yeah,
business
you'll
or
have
you
plenty of
guys
time.
are
No,
a fun weekend?
Just a fun weekend. My husband and I are going there for our 10-year dating anniversary. We have not been married 10 years, but so we're going to a concert on Friday, and then just decided to spend the weekend there since neither of us have ever really
Oh,
spent
jeez.
time there. So we're like, okay, we're going to do some distilleries, you know,
Yeah.
hit up a couple bars and restaurants, just make a fun weekend out of it.
You'll have a blast.
What's the bar? I'm missing right now, but it's right beside Duluth Trading. If you look at Duluth Trading to the left of it, there's a bar there, and I'll try to come up with the name of it. It has the most bourbons in North America available. They have a book
Okay.
this big. I mean, it's over 1,000. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Really?
really cool. I mean, you can try any bourbon you want from Pappy
Okay.
23 all the way through. You got
Wow.
Westport. You can go to a really cool place.
Yeah.
There's a ton you can do. I mean, everybody goes to the Louisville Slugger Museum,
Oh, we're not going to go there.
which is kind of touristy.
Is that Heller Bywater?
No, it's not.
The other place really to find some lots of bourbon is Justin's House of Bourbon, which
Yes.
is in
Okay.
downtown.
But
Well,
not. I mean, you're not going to find a lot of great pricing there.
Okay.
I mean, it's
and
rare
really,
stuff,
like,
but it's
Touristy, travel
neither of
thing,
us know
sort of.
that much about bourbon, but we want to sort of get more into it. So it just felt like a good opportunity to like go to a distillery and kind of have a better understanding of even, you know, what goes into the process, and you know, if we can go to a bar like that and try a couple different bourbons.
well, you got
I'll get you.
Rabbit Hole.
Rabbit
Yeah.
Hole's
Got
great. Obviously,
Angel's
we have
Envy.
some familiarity with Rabbit Hole.
So Rabbit Hole is more modern
Okay.
architecture, more of a modern distillery. Really cool place.
Yep.
I like that one.
I'll get your email. I'll send you a list.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it's all up and down there. Michter's is great.
Yep.
There's a bar down. I mean, I can come up with the names that I can give Charlie for a restaurant to go. And there's burgers and something.
Burgers
It's on
and
the-
mussels.
I knew this was
Burgers
going to
and
be
mussels.
a good group to talk to people.
Yes.
Burgers and mussels.
Oh, they know all this.
Yeah.
Life essentials: cigar places, bourbon places,
So-
and food places.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Done.
So you have
That's
to
the
go.
three
I
basic
haven't
food
found
groups.
a cigar bar in down, and I don't know. I just know that I found one across the river on the
Yes.
Indiana side.
That's where it
it's
is.
called Match Cigar Bar. It is
Okay.
the coolest little second to the Smoking
Of
Barrel.
course.
But
And you can't,
course.
Yes.
you can't really find one in Louisville. So I mean, that's
Okay.
That's
but
it.
Match Cigar Bar is the coolest little. And if you go,
Why would you think I'd want to go to a cigar bar? I don't like
So
cigars
weird.
if you go over that whole little area over there, if you're around Charlotte area, it's kind of like Noda area. It's kind of eclectic,
Okay.
little restaurants and things all around over there. It's just a cool part over there in that little, and I can't think of the little town, the name of it. But if you Google Match Cigar Bar,
It's right
because
across the river.
when we do our trip up, when we do this trip,
Yeah.
we're going there.
All right.
Now, Jack Ruby's would be the place to go for your anniversary.
Okay.
Saturday night. Make the reservation now. They got this dude. That's the only thing I can come up with. A dude playing a piano up on a riser, like he's up on the stage. But everything is so cool in there.
Yeah.
It is a steak plate. I mean, it's
Okay.
a real,
Okay.
really nice place to go.
So you can have your peeled skittle for dessert and a crouton for dinner.
Perfect.
I'm just saying, if you're going to celebrate an anniversary, you got to go to
So
Ruby's.
much to my husband's chagrin, on Saturday night we are going to a disco.
Well, you got to eat before you go.
I know, so it's gonna have to be something that's like, you know, we have enough energy, but not so much that I'm gonna be there like, oh, I had too much steak. I should not have gotten that porterhouse.
No, what you do is you eat it and then you dance it off. I mean, what are you, 50? You're not 50. You got this. You're like 20.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I mean, my gosh.
Yeah, 20 something.
Is something wrong with 50?
No, but
Oh, okay.
we act like that at
Throwing
50.
stones.
Oh, I'm too full. I don't think I better dance.
I do
I'm
that
gonna
all
catch.
the time.
I'm gonna
too
catch a cramp.
bloated, I can't move.
Hey,
At
I've,
30,
I've
you
been
can do
catching
anything.
food cramps since I was 16, okay? So I don't need to hear about it.
Oh, I love it.
What was it? It was probably one of the first times Laurel came out to the territory to do some events with me, and we went to one of those Brazilian steakhouses.
Oh my God.
You know, where you got the little puck, you flip it over, right? Like, my method is I come in, I flip it over to green, and it just stays there.
It is.
There was like literally maybe 4 or 5 tables in this whole place. And
Yeah,
they did
not
that. We
even.
walked in, they're like, well, it'll be a 20 to 30 minute wait. Now, this is all way pre-COVID. So
Yeah.
they had fully staffed the whole thing, right? It'll be
0
20 to 30.
tables occupied.
Nobody in there. So we had to wait, and that's fine, because meat's involved. I'll wait. We gotta stand.
Ah!
We were cranky about it, but we waited.
We waited. So we sit down. We got cut off. They stopped serving us.
Oh, they would make eye contact and walk
What?
by.
And
We're
it was
like,
like-
our chips are green.
The guy
What?
would look right at me and turn around and go the other way. And there were like four tables in this whole place that were full. So
Oh my God.
I got cut off from an all you can eat.
Wow.
That happened.
That's just
You
like,
know, that's scary because you might have been like
Listen.
T. You'd have flipped the knife out and said,
Hey.
I'm fixing to cut somebody.
I'm gonna get some meat.
No.
Go
No,
get
no.
some meat.
No. When they walk by, they'll cut me a slice off myself.
I'm not gonna be able to finish this.
Well, that was the funny thing, though. They like did a wide berth, so they seated everybody way, way away from each other.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So it was on purpose.
So Chris and I and another gentleman and one of our vendors in Las Vegas went to a Brazilian steakhouse. I mean, y'all seen Chris, right?
He's a dainty fella.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I was sick walking out. I ate so much.
There's a reason why we call him Grizzly.
Yeah.
But no, Chris never turned his on red. It was green the whole time.
It was pretty funny, though. I'm sure they saw us coming and they're like, we're gonna make some money tonight,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
God,
No
what are you
dice.
drinking?
No dice.
I
So
gotta
this
hit a- I gotta hit a
cigar-
golf ball, man.
Halfway through, it just got really good. I mean, it was already good, but
What do we drink? Hold on.
We got a treat.
What are we drinking? Old fashions?
Sundrop old fashioned.
Oh wow, Sundrop old
there
fashions.
Love that.
There are actual recipes online.
That's interesting.
I'm
That's
glad.
Bright.
Oh, I could drink a lot of this.
Oh, I know. Like this.
Pour
could
a
get
little
you-
bit. I think you need a little bit more of that. Just pour a little bit of that.
There's a reason why I don't live 2 minutes away.
There you go. Now. Jack, you know you're going to be finishing this, right?
that sun drop.
Ooh, yum yums.
Sounds great.
She got the cherry lemon,
Oh, that's really good.
right? Let me see.
He said
That's-
pour a little
That
bit. I
looks
had to pour
cherry
the
lemon
rest.
to me.
It's all lemon.
It's all the same.
It is.
Sundrop.
It's all Sundrop.
Now,
Wow,
you can
Chris.
Make it with cherry lemon sundrop, but it called. We just did it by the book, and it calls for cherries and then sundrop.
Gotcha.
So I was at an account in Media, Pennsylvania a few weeks ago, and I was talking about how I've recently been on a bit of a peanut butter whiskey kick, which I know for
Say
pure
what now?
peanut butter whiskey. Like Sheepdog is the big one, and I know it's like sacrilege for people who are purists, but
All right.
it was good to see you, Mike.
Bye.
But honestly, it was so good, and we're like, okay, how can we come up with a PB&J old fashioned? So exactly. So yeah. So Screwball, the peanut butter whiskey, and then you can actually get strawberry bitters. And thinking about doing maybe like muddled strawberry as opposed to muddled cherry, and you know, kind of come up with this really sort of delicate PB&J old fashioned. I have yet to try to execute it, but it's still kind of rolling around up there.
I like this. This is, I think, one of those ninja drinks.
Ninjas.
Yeah. Ninjas are everywhere. But you think you're
Well, that's very
good,
good.
and then you realize they got you.
And you're like, you stand up, you're like, oh no.
Yeah. We're not communicating. Come on, legs. Let's do it. We got this.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot happening at the airport lately.
Yes, the
There
Chronicles.
we go.
So, of course, we had the fire a couple weeks ago.
You got a fire at the airport?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I figured it was you guys were trying to keep me on vacation.
To the fact that I had gotten off work, went home, and was taking a nap. My aunt calls me and says, "Hey, what you doing?" "Sleeping." I said, "Wow, what's going on?" "The airport's on fire." Like,
Like
day
literally
before I
on
was supposed to
fire
go
or
in.
figuratively on
No.
fire?
No,
it was on fire.
No, I know.
like smoke coming out the roof,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
so I turn on the TV. I change the channel on the TV, and I see black smoke billowing out the roof of the airport.
Oh yeah.
And for a split second there, I thought, hey, no, we'll be at work tomorrow. We'll go to work tomorrow.
So what happened?
So apparently, one of the restaurants got a little happy.
Okay.
They took Flame Broiled to a whole new level.
Whole new level.
Wow. Cool.
Yep, it was Burger King on fire in the airport. So, needless to say, Burger King is shut down. Whatever.
Of course it was Burger
So
King.
the other day, I'm at lunch downstairs, and I'm sitting there watching TV, and all of a sudden I hear beep. I went, you got to be kidding me. So one of my coworkers looked at me. She said, what's the matter? And about that time, fire alarm went off. I was like, mother, are you serious right now? I just sat down to have my lean cuisine pizza. Like, I don't have but 3 pepperonis to eat, and y'all gonna set the fire alarm off? So I'm sitting there like just eating. All of a sudden, the door opens to the break room, and I turn around and look, and it's the supervisor for the bag room. He says, I'm like, God dog it. So I had to get up, go outside because we had to evacuate. Not the whole terminal, but we had to
Just that
evacuate.
section.
So I go outside. I'm literally standing, looking at a plane and 2 pilots eating my pizza. I'm like,
Oh no.
I know there's people on this plane like, what is she doing? Eating lunch. That's a vital part of my 8-hour shift. Okay?
It's a safety measure.
They just took your pizza?
Oh no, I ate my pizza. Okay, so I was not happy that I had to get up though. But anyway, we evacuated just for precaution. So this morning, a couple guys came in and they were running late, and they says, yeah, they got the road blocked off. What you mean they got the road blocked off? It's like, yeah. Apparently, so they've changed the parking so much for the employees that it's really just crazy. So we have to catch a shuttle bus to the terminal. And the way that the shuttle bus goes, the shuttle bus gets on the main road, and you have cars coming in from the main road. So apparently, I guess the car was trying to see if, I don't know, it could match the bus or turn the bus over, or. But there was a wreck this morning with employee bus.
Don't they know the law of the lug nuts?
Hey, you know,
Law of the lug nuts is whoever's got the most wins.
right,
Done.
that part.
Done.
Done.
Yeah. So,
Done.
you know, they had to take, I think 6 people to the hospital.
Wow.
Was that one of those? I can't feel my neck, my
Oh,
back, my
oh,
legs.
oh, oh.
I'm seeing colors.
I can tell you this
Transport
much.
me.
I can tell you this much. It would have been a different story had I been on that bus.
Yeah.
Because,
You'd have done a version of the movie Speed or what?
no.
We can't stop. We can't stop.
You know,
No.
the funny,
I probably wouldn't be sitting here if I was on that bus.
Oh God.
you know, the funny thing T is the so on vacation, and the so we have this little group text thing between the podcast crew, right? And so the group text thing, my phone's blowing up when the fire happened. Oh my gosh, there's flames coming out of the terminal at the airport, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm in freaking Texas. And then T's and I get all the texts, and so I get out my phone, I go Google it. So I get the news crew and said, sure enough, it is like the flames are like.
Wow.
So anyway, I was like, well, good. I'm glad I'm not flying in, but you were getting ready to fly home,
Yeah.
right?
The next morning, I was supposed to fly home.
Well,
I was like, well,
The thing is,
let me think about it. I'm on vacation, fishing.
Oh, I'm sure that was really great for American.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, good catch. By the way,
Thank you,
Those
thank
big
you.
reds. Oh my
They,
god.
yeah, they were
Oh my gosh.
two big boys like that.
Oh yeah.
well,
Are you a big
Brian and his family
fisher
was actually
or-
landing that day.
I like to pretend.
So they
In
were
this
coming
situation,
home.
That's right. They were
Yes.
coming back from
They were
Denver.
coming back from Denver.
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
Yeah, I pretend to be a fisherman, like most fishermen. You know, we go out there to make a good show of it. When you catch, you're like, oh yeah, I totally meant to do that. In reality, you're like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. I was just glad I wasn't like throwing up a boot, because we'd had that big storm on Tuesday where like tornadoes and everything were rolling through, and it was pretty scary. And of course, we're on a beach house that's like on 20-foot stilts, probably 30-foot stilts to be honest. And when you walked around this place, you could see the lights clicking back and forth. So it moved on a perfectly still day.
Yeah.
So it was
Like, is
pretty
this
exciting.
safe? Are we good?
All I kept going is, okay, these things survive hurricanes. This is we're okay. And then I'm thinking, oh God, in like a day or two, we're supposed to go fishing. Well, I get seasick in a bathtub, so like this is not gonna be good, right? I love the ocean, does not love me. So I'm going, okay, how much Dramamine can you possibly take before you pass out?
Oh, wow.
Like, there's got to be a limit, right? So we get on the boat, and it's probably one of the smoothest days they've had all spring, thank God. But of course, when you're going, you catch the waves, and it's a twin hull boat.
Yeah.
So you're catching it just right, and at some point, I felt like Miami Vice when they're in those cigarette boats and they're like catching air flying through.
Yes.
Pretty sure that was us.
That was y'all.
Yeah. So we caught a couple of big ones like that, and you're like, you could. Oh, probably. It was probably like 6-inch little swells, but in my head, we were catching air. Basically, Dukes
In
of
your head,
Hazzard.
you were in a Bond movie.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
like off the Mediterranean coast,
yeah.
like.
We were running drugs. I don't know. We get to where we're going to go fishing, the first location, and apparently they have seasonal fish that go through, and the boat captain thought prior to the storm, there had been a lot of other kinds of fish that were at this location. It was way out there. And I mean, like we're going by the oil willing drill, the ones that are out in the water. And so we get all the way out there and sit there for a little bit, nothing. Well, I drank water that morning. So this is a small boat. And the boat captain tells us after we take off that the previous trip, like before the storm, some lady went into the bathroom, which was like, you have to crawl into it, first of all, which is super exciting.
Yeah.
And she apparently had hung onto the toilet in a swell and ripped it off.
Oh my God.
No toilet, but a bucket shoved into the same place where there's a broken toilet. So there's like,
Oh, perfect.
all right.
No, you just need to hang off the side and, aim well.
I might need a new hip after this maneuver trying to get in there. So now you're in a closed space and it's moving a little bit. But in my head, I'm getting jostled around like a dog toy. And I got a little green. And then once you're a little green, you never feel okay, right? Like, I'm sitting there going, don't throw up. Because my dad is sitting there heckling me 10 ways to Sunday. He's like, you're going to throw up, aren't you? I'm like, no, I'm not going to. No. I turn into a 5-year-old instantly when I'm around my parents. I think most people are like that. It doesn't matter how accomplished you become in your life and the things that you do. You go home, you're 8. You're welcome.
Yeah. There you go.
Yes,
There you
absolutely.
I'm like, how did this happen? I'm an adult, damn it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, your dad is standing there looking in the top of your head.
Oh, yeah.
Don't tell me
Oh,
how
yeah.
I'm feeling, Dad.
Right.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great trip, and it's that scary thing where when your parents are starting to get older, and it's a blessing to be able to see them get older. Obviously,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't have that luxury, but you go, okay, if I go and I see them once a year, at best, I get to see my parents about 10 more times, and
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I'm gonna make a point. I'm gonna go home this fall.
Yeah.
Cool.
When you put it into that perspective, it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh my gosh. Sure, it might be 7 to 10 years, but if I'm only seeing them physically once a year, yeah.
Or once every couple of years, because it's been a while since
Yeah.
I've seen the folks. So
That's
go
tough.
see your parents.
The offshore fishing thing is and I have a lot of respect for ladies that go offshore fishing. It's different. Because guys, if they do that and they need to go to the bathroom,
Not a big deal.
Yeah, not a big deal. We
Yeah.
go to the side of the boat, you do that thing.
Well,
You
hope
need to
you
get
don't
that.
fall
Not
in.
me.
You
That's
need to
your
get that
only-
funnel thing. What's it
Yeah.
called?
right,
The
but you have to go in down to the head, and then you don't have but just a bucket. That's
the shiwi.
A shiwi.
a shiwi.
Shiwi, yes.
Okay, shiwi. I like that.
It's our equivalent of a Mountain Dew cup, I guess. I don't know.
So my husband has an entire album of pictures devoted to me, like using the bathroom and not a bathroom. Like we were on a long motorcycle trip in
Again, another whole website.
in
fetish
Rapid
site.
City
Right.
a couple years ago, and I mean we're in the middle of nowhere. Like we are in the Badlands, like
Oh,
you know,
nice.
riding for miles and miles and miles with nobody around. I was like, I have to pee so bad. Like I always make it a point to stay hydrated, especially when you're out in like, you know,
Right.
like the desert.
Right.
And so there's like a picture in a ditch, and I'm just, you know, giving him the finger. And then we were somewhere else like hiking, and it was the same situation. He's like, oh, I'm gonna make an entire compilation album of, you know, all these pictures. I'm like,
He
can
doesn't
we
like
not,
you very
please?
much.
No.
Logs, and just don't use the poison ivy, right?
Right.
That's
These
a
are life
whole.
lessons.
Listen,
Well, it's even more awkward when you're in the middle of nowhere and there's no trees or shrubbery or anything, and you're like, I'm gonna hope that nobody is driving down this road because there is zero cover.
Yeah, I got you.
That's funny.
Funny, sadistic,
All right.
I don't
Yeah.
know, unnecessary.
So this is I don't like I had this when it came out last year, and I don't remember it being this good. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's how your memory works, or it just happens to be the drink I'm pairing it with, or the company I keep. You guys aren't that bad.
It's
So,
probably been a year since I've had
this-
it.
I know.
Well, I'm going to say this cigar, what a treat to come back. So I was 2 weeks. I didn't have a cigar for 2 weeks.
Oh, so your palate's pretty clean.
Crazy, right? And I was in the middle of,
Tobacco country.
well, French Quarter, there was a couple of cigar places, right down there in the thing.
Crescent?
And I looked at
Yeah.
that thing, and I peeked in this one place, and I'm like, how is this even working? Because there's no humidor room. Because, you just look through the little alleyway, and there it was. And I'm like,
How does this work? And then
His-
you realize it's 80% humidity.
what? Right. So anyway, but it just wasn't the right time, and so anyway, this is a real treat, and this cigar has been really amazing.
Yeah, it's
It
up
is.
in your top 5, would you say?
I would put it up there. No disrespect to our brand here, the Macanudos, because we've had some great Macanudos,
Yeah.
by the way. We have.
Well, see, that's the beauty of it, is we like good cigars.
Yes.
Do we make all of the good cigars? No. Do we make the majority? Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a lie if somebody said, "Oh, all
Only thing I
5,000
smoke."
SKUs that y'all make, do you like every single one of them?" No. That would be just completely disingenuous. Like, I'm a cigar smoker first, so I appreciate a good cigar, whether it be from one of our companies, my counterparts, or in a different company entirely.
Right.
You still appreciate a good cigar, but I would say a good majority of what we make, I really, really just genuinely enjoy.
Yeah.
But, obviously there's, a bunch of different palettes, a million different cigars, and that's why we make something for everybody.
So we had to laugh. Yesterday we did a cut and light on Greenville, South Carolina, and a gentleman there made the comment of, "Do you guys actually smoke cigars?" I said,
Oh yeah, I had to walk away from that one because I was like, seriously.
I go, "I'll let you on a little secret. We drive and vote too."
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm gonna go right now. I'm like,
Oh.
good idea.
Yeah.
Aren't you precious?
Laurel said, I'm just gonna walk away. That was.
Well, so I was on the other side of the counter doing something, and I heard him address Carol Lee, and I was
Her
like,
head whips around like she's possessed, right? She's from The Exorcist right now. The head
Yeah.
whips around. I'm waiting for green pea
What did you
soup to
just
come
say to
shooting
me?
out. Oh yeah.
Oh, the head just spins. Right?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
that's amazing to me.
oh my God, it's just.
And he was serious.
Oh yeah.
He was
Oh, yeah.
serious.
Sometimes when people say shit like that to me, I'm just flabbergasted. I'm like, why? Like, honestly, if you just sit back and think about it for a second, like, why would I do this job if I didn't actually enjoy cigars?
I always say, I go, "You don't think I'm here as eye candy, do you?" Like, no. My charming personality, probably not.
Yeah. I was doing an event once. So every year around the Super Bowl, there is a Super Bowl party sponsored by Ron Jaworski and Mike Ditka. And it's hosted in whatever city is hosting the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I had the pleasure of doing one up in the Twin Cities a few years ago when it was hosted up there. And they wanted us to hire somebody as like, eye candy to give away cigars. And our company was like, well, no, we're sending Laurel, and she's the brand ambassador for Macanudo, and we're going to have her run it. And we had our local territory rep, and then at the time, our regional manager. And, it's a fancier event, so I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to wear, like, this because I want to sort of distinguish myself from everybody else that's there, as in like I actually work for the brand and like I'm
Right.
your person to talk to if you have questions.
Right.
And this one gentleman came up to me and he was asking me about the cigars, and I'm giving him the spiel. I mean, I have nightmares about the spiel. Like I could rattle this shit off in my sleep. And very condescendingly, after I had told him about the blend, he's like, "Oh wow, you did a really good job. You did your homework before you came here." And I was like, "Wow." Like this is literally what they pay me for. Like this is my job.
And they hired you because you were a cigar person prior to.
And you
And
should
it just
have.
like, and you try to, fight through it and, keep a smile and be pleasant and everything. But like, I was just so deflated. I'm like, man, I really felt like I did a good job with this. And like, your comment to me is, oh wow, you really read up on the material before you came here.
Did he pat you on the
Wow.
head?
Right, like, good
Oh,
job.
yes.
Oh my God. That's crazy. That's
You should have ended that conversation when he said that to you. You said, "I will cut you."
no.
In the words of Bon Qui, I will cut you.
It's this delicate balance of like wanting to, express your displeasure for that comment and make it known that you are actually like employed by the company for your knowledge of the product, but also still maintaining a level of professionalism.
Yep.
And I find that difficult because my immediate reaction is rage. So,
Right.
Yeah. No, I got you.
I like
Well,
that.
and clearly we're in this industry, so we have thick skin. I mean, like without a doubt,
Yeah.
that comes with the territory.
You
and-
guys,
and-
I think more so than in what I call the women in bourbon
yeah.
group. The women in bourbon group. So bourbon is sort of in that, but probably not to that degree, right?
Yeah.
But and I'll tell you this, and I say this at a lot of our tasting events that we do. Women in the audience have a better palate than men ever thought about.
We got more taste buds.
More better on a palate and a
Yeah.
nosing of bourbons, and that's got to transcend over to cigars, no doubt.
100%.
Yep.
And I just, for me, in a perfect world, it would be not treating a cigar smoker as a male smoker or a female smoker or whatever it may be. And I love that we're in sort of the time where you can have these women-only smoking groups to make them feel more comfortable and included, but don't categorize people as a woman cigar smoker or a man cigar smoker. Like just a cigar smoker. Like just
We're-
somebody who enjoys cigars.
We're
Yeah.
cigar smokers.
Dad opened the bar. I didn't even know women smoke straight.
Really?
And it's not even, it wasn't even a sexist thing. It was just an ad.
You never seen it.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't know.
Even like bourbon, I know some, but most women don't drink it.
And I will say, in fairness,
Experience.
the majority, and I mean like 99.9%, don't care who, what you do for a living, nothing.
Yep.
They're looking at what you smoke, and they want
Right.
to share that experience.
Yes.
Or,
Yes.
there's like a level of communication that happens that we've talked about this before that doesn't happen in most environments. But it's, and I think because it's 99.9% that don't make it an issue,
Yep.
it's more glaring when that 0.1% pop up and you're like, wow, you
Yep. Yep.
still exist.
Yep.
Like you honestly are the anomaly, not me.
Listen, Laurel, I'll tell you, I've learned more from these two ladies about cigars than anybody that I know. Very knowledgeable about their
And
product.
it might be because we don't shut up, but I don't know.
You're forced to listen,
Yep, forced to listen. No,
whether you want to or not.
but I'm like a
basically-
sponge. I really want to know. I want to understand. I want to know
Right,
the
there is a
blends.
difference.
Because I transpose that over to my bourbon stuff. So I'm very detailed about mash bills, aging, and all that kind of stuff in my bourbon.
Uh-huh.
And so when she says the wrapper, I pay attention. Wrapper, the
Because
filler,
you start
and
to
all
pick
that.
it up in other cigars.
Right.
And you're like, oh, okay, I got it.
Right, because at the end of the day, when I walk into a humidor, wherever that may be, I want to be an educated cigar smoker. I just don't want to just grab something pretty that's a pretty wrapper
Yes.
anymore. Because
Yes.
I was that pretty wrapper thing. I'll be
And,
honest.
that's pretty common. Like,
Right.
it's hard not to. It's like with food, you eat with your eyes first.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing when you're selecting a bourbon.
Yeah.
Marketing
Yeah.
gets a vote. Right.
Yeah.
And I want to
Marketing.
say that I'm not that person, but I find myself doing that with wine, where I'll be gravitating towards a particular label.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is a really fancy label. Like, tell me about this wine. I'm like, no, I hate that. Like, I'm the person on the other, on the other side saying like, well, don't only base your purchase or your interest in how something looks, but my issue with like wine or bourbon is, as much as I love it, I know literally nothing about it. So at least with cigars.
The cool part about this is if you kind of, you have to get away from the what everybody thinks. Like
Yeah.
there's the brands that everybody thinks are, but you really need to learn your own palate and what you enjoy. So
Yes.
that's why I pay a lot of attention to these blends and the construction of a cigar, because once I understand that, I can go to the humidor and say, okay, I'm going to probably like this because of the
Right.
blend.
You can
Yes.
start
And
And I
making
do that the
educated
same.
choices.
Yeah.
I do the same thing with my bourbons. I don't go with the masses of, well, yeah, this is good and yeah, aren't, this is good and that's junk because
Yeah.
that's not a big brand.
Right.
Okay.
And you'd be missing out on so much.
Yeah.
Whoa.
This is awesome.
And the cool thing about like the Macanudo event platform is that we're really educational based. So this is my sixth, I think, year going into this the Macanudo event platform, and we always do a food tasting. So whether it be wrapper, binder, filler,
You got to do
or
one.
different countries
Oh.
of origin, and so
Yeah,
for
yeah,
that reason, like you were saying, we'll go and sort of deconstruct these cigars and have everybody try the tobacco individually, and they can say, oh wow, I really like a Connecticut broadleaf Maduro. Okay, so now I know that when I smoke this cigar, this is what I like, or oh, I really like Indonesian tobacco or Colombian tobacco or whatever it may be, and just to impart some knowledge on people where how often do they get to go and they'll have specific flavor notes, but there's not anything in particular that's grabbing them because they haven't had the opportunity to try it on its own and say, oh, this is what I like or this is what I don't like. So being able to say, okay, I really have an affinity for Brazilian Arapiraca. Now I can go into the humidor and say, okay, well, I'm looking for something with these characteristics, this profile. I like Brazilian Arapiraca. Is there something, in line with that you can recommend to me? So,
Sure.
It doesn't matter where you are in your walk of life as a cigar smoker, but if we can have you take something away and be able to, benefit you personally moving forward, whether it be with Macanudo or just your cigar smoking experience overall, that's really our end goal, is just getting people to know about what they're enjoying, what they're consuming. And honestly, that's like, the whole distillery thing with bourbon. Like, I know nothing and I want to know more. I'm very much
I want to know
seeking-
why I like stuff.
seeking,
Yeah.
always looking to learn something. Like when I always read autobiographies, or I read something, even if it's fiction, rooted in history or something that I can learn.
She's
by-
showing off.
by-
She reads.
She
I do
reads.
read. I read a lot. I'm a big reader, especially when I fly. That's the only thing that gets me by. Or even like TV shows or movies. I like watching documentaries or something where I feel like I'm gaining knowledge from it. So if we can translate that to people within even the cigar industry with a cigar education, that for me is really meaningful.
I liked our tasting event we had here.
Yeah, we did
The
it when
bourbons.
Yeah.
And she had the sample. We did those. What
The
was
little
that?
Which one did you do?
Cigarillos.
The
Right.
Brazilian?
No, it was the original one, the white, the red. And,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And that was really over the top.
Yeah.
I mean, I
It
was,
was
like,
cool.
oh my gosh.
Definitely got a lot of positive feedback on that.
Yeah, that was a great tasting event here we did at
Yeah,
Smoking Barrel. So,
That's awesome.
yeah. So,
This
This-
will be down to the nub.
yeah, that's.
I'll definitely smoke this down to the nub.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good. All
I
right,
guess
guys.
this justifies a text message to Sean.
Yeah. Yeah. We're like, hey, Sean.
So
Thanks.
Sean, thank you.
we got some upcoming events here at Smoking Barrel. Next week we have Gavin from Espinosa will be here.
He's your side chick. It's okay. I'm not jealous.
He coming on the podcast?
I'm trying to get him on the podcast.
Cool.
Nice.
That'd be awesome.
He's pretty shy.
April
That's okay.
28th. April 28th, Charlotte Cigar Week will be here. I'm gonna try to get another rep at the beginning of May, maybe not, but May 18th through the 22nd will be Charlotte Cigar Fest. the 19th. Charlotte Cigar Fest will be here first from noon to 5. So y'all come out and show your face, smoke one with us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Behave.
behave. We're gonna do
I'll be
that.
here with them.
Juneteenth, we have a Juneteenth event coming up. RTB will be our cigar for that day. That'll be on Father's Day, so we'll have that event here.
Always something happening.
Yeah,
Always
yeah.
something happening.
It's warming up. People want to come out, so y'all come on out. Smoke
Nice.
some cigars with us. Have a drink with us. And I'm gonna try to get Drita and Tyson and some of the ambassadors for the podcast right before Charlotte Cigar Fest
Cool.
Nice.
to be on podcast with us.
Very
Nice.
And I think that's about it for now,
Cool.
for the next couple of months. So we're going to be busy. Come and check the humidor out. We got some new stuff in. We got the Cohiba M in. We got the CAO Palones in.
And you got the Punch
Yeah, we got the Punch. We got the
Cigar City.
Cigar City Brewing cigars in. So we got some new stuff in the humidor. Y'all come and check it out. I promise you, you'll like it.
Cool.
And
Thanks for watching.
where did Brian go?
He had
Brian
to go.
ran. He ran like an hour ago.
He's
Where you
gone.
been?
Yeah.
I tell you what, man.
Yeah.
See, this is why I had to pull my knife out. Right here.
What? 20 minutes late.
20 minutes late.
Yes,
20 minutes
minutes
late.
late.
And honestly, I didn't hear it 20 minutes ago. Thank you, Mary. Yeah. All right. So
Yep.
this has been Smoking Barrel podcast. Laura, what's the best cigar?
What's the best cigar?
What's the best cigar?
What's the
the
best
cigar you're smoking?
That's it. That's it. Charlie, what's the best bourbon?
With the friends you're
With the friends you're with?
There you go.
Hey, for not knowing what this answer was supposed to be, I feel like that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was really
Look,
good.
see,
Yeah.
Laura was good. So, best bourbon there is, the one you're sharing with friends now. So, cheers.
Exactly.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
All right,
folks.
we out.